everyone, welcome back to Blooms and Brushstrokes, and for all of you that are new here, welcome to my channel. Well, we are into 2026 already, and I can't even believe how fast our first year of YouTube videos have gone by, but that's how it goes. Time flies when you're having fun. Anyways, today we are going to work on a card similar to this. It's very loose. I've been feeling the need. This is how, if you guys have watched my videos, this is how it goes. I get painting very loosely, and then I morph into painting more structured, more detailed, and then I go back to painting more loosely. Right now, I'm feeling the loose vibes big time. So I was just playing around yesterday. I wanted to just do a couple cards. I need to give a card to somebody, so I thought, oh, I'm just going to paint one, and I just had a little bit of fun with it. And then I thought, why don't I do a tutorial on this? Super easy, quick little tutorial. The details take more time than the painting does, and yeah, show you guys what I'm up to so that you guys can do a simple little card as well. So to start with, I've taped down my card. If you guys, oh, you can't see that. I have cracked open this box of Strathmore watercolor cards. They're beautiful. They are much better than the previous ones I had. Quality over quantity, my friends. When it comes to watercolor paper, it's okay to buy the cheaper stuff when you're practicing, but if you want to do some actual, beautiful cards or pictures that you're gonna show or share or give away, going the extra mile and getting a bit better quality is probably worth it. However, the cards that I used for the Christmas cards are perfect because they're just kind of quick little tutorials, no sweat. But I did ramp it up to move forward, and already I can tell how much more beautiful these cards are than the last ones. So I'm into those. I'm using the Yarka St. Petersburg paints. I've got a variety of paintbrushes as usual. Our Micron Archival Ink Pens, and then the Winsor and Newton metallic ink that I like to use, gold and silver. And so those are all the supplies we're using today. Get yourself all set up, and let's get into a fun little tutorial here. I'm all set up here to do the painting. As you can see, I have not drawn anything out on the card. Previously, this is going to be a fairly free-flowing card. So I'm going to use, actually going to use my number 4. So I haven't busted this one out for a little while. It's a number 4 synthetic sable round Winsor and Newton brush. I'm not sure where I got this one from, but that's what we're using. Anyhow, so this is going to be a little bit different. We're going to use, we're going to go with the rose color here. So we're going to start with that. So we're going to get lots of water on our brush and lots of paint on our brush, and we're just going to go in and we're going to do, hopefully I'm not too loud, we're going to do a few dots. Like so, just in that same shape. And then we're going to go in with, let's say, a purple, a violet, the actual violet here. No, actually, we're going to go in with the blue lake. We're going to do the blue lake. And we're just going to put a couple of those dots in there. This is kind of a fun way to just paint loosely. And then we're going to go in with a few green, and we're using the olive green that I really love to use. Down in here, and maybe a couple up in the top here. Okay. And then what you're going to do is you're going to clean off your brush, and you're going to have water on it, quite a bit of it. And we're going to go in and do the shape of some petals. So we're going to do just kind of smaller little condensed petals. And so I'm going to start with this one in the middle, and I'm going to just drag up the color. Ooh, that's too much water on my brush, but it's okay. Now, not enough. And I'm just going to drag up that like so. You don't want your dots to dry up too much, so you're going to have to get in there a little bit quicker than I have been. And you're just going to go and you're going to move those up into the shape of a petal. Go over it a few times until you, oh, there's text. Until you get those dots kind of blurred out. And that's perfect. And that's our first little flower there. So our second one we're going to do is we're going to do the same thing, the exact same process that we did, and we're going to go into the middle. So you kind of want to drop your dots down in a similar, not shape, but you know, I kind of do it in a bit of a rectangle. Let's go in with a little bit of violet on this one. So you can kind of see I'm not going too crazy because I want it to just be kind of in the area of that the flower is going to be in. That one's just got those dots still in there. I just want to blend those out a bit. I'm going to actually go in with the Russian green for this one on a few on the bottom there. And a couple of the olive green. For fun. Okay, so again, get your brush wet, but not soaking wet. And we'll start over here on this side. And we're just making our flower petals. And we're going to go up the center. You can add in a few extra lines here and there if you want to add a little bit more detail. I'm really liking how that one's looking. It's got a little bit of water, so I'm just going to pick up some of that extra water so it doesn't create too many imperfections. And then we're going to go and do another one over here. So same thing with the rose. And the violet. Plunk them in there, wherever. And a little bit of that green, a little bit of that dark green. I really like that, how that one worked out. I'm going to do a bit of the olive green. And I'm actually going to put in the Mars brown, a teeny little bit of that. I like the brown in there. Okay, get your paintbrush cleaned off, get the water on there, and let's go for it in this shape of a petal. So whatever petal shape you want, you can do them in different shapes, and we'll do a few more of these cards over the next little bit in different shaped flowers. Okay, I think I'm going to do a small one up here, and then a small one down here. So it's the same kind of technique. Again, we're going to go drop just a few of those in because we're doing a smaller one. And we're going to go in with violet, just small. And a little bit of, that was the Mars brown. And then a little bit of the green. Okay. Wet brush. Take off some of that water. And remember, we're staying pretty small here. Just like so. Yeah, that pink is really leaving those dots in there, which I don't love that. So you might have to go in and blend some of your dots a bit, just so that they don't stay too circular looking. Yeah, I like that one. And we're going to do one more just down here. Again, with that rose, we're going to do just a few dots. I've got 4 dots. Then we're going to go with let's go with the blue lake again, because we started with that. I'll just put a couple of those in there. and then the Russian green, olive green, and a little bit of that Mars brown. I like the look that the brown really puts in there, so we're going to do that. And clean your brush. Tap off some of that water so it's not too crazy. And you're going to make your, clean off your brush so it doesn't get too muddy. But I like the earthier kind of. And just like that, we've got another flower there. I think those look pretty great. So now we get to go in and do our stems and some grass and whatnot, or whatever, leaves. So we're going to get the green on our brush, and we're going to start with adding on the olive green. We're going to dip our brush in the olive green first, and then we're going to dip the tip of it into the Russian green. So I don't know if you guys can see. No, it's really hard because I've got this thing zoomed in. Anyways, there's two colors on there. So we're going to start, we'll start with this one. That might have been a little heavy on the color, but we can go in and always lift some up. Just a little too much, not enough water, but that's okay. Just gonna go lift it up. Just like that. Same thing, so you're gonna go and get the olive green and then just the tip of the Russian green, the darker green. Just gonna make that just like so. And we're just gonna go and do the rest. Just the same. So just be careful about how much paint you're putting onto your brush. Maybe try it out on a paper before you get too carried away. Excellent. So we've put down those stems there. And we can go and add some leaves. Same kind of style, just add a little bit of that olive green on there. Very lightly. You don't want to get too carried away. You know, we can go and add just a leaf here and a leaf there. And we're going to add a little bit of grass. If you need to add a little bit more paint to your brush, go ahead. For the leaves, I'm just pushing down my brush. We're going to do the same thing for the grass here. So we're going to go in just with a little bit of olive green mixed with the Russian green. And so for the grass at the bottom, you can start light and then push your brush down and then lift up. And you can just do some you don't want them to all look exactly the same or be the same length. So just play around with that. We're going to go and just do a few light ones, and then we'll go and do a few dark ones. So just like that. And you can just go play around with that until you get the desired amount that you want there. So next up, we're going to go in with a little bit of the darker green. So we're going to add a bit of that Russian green in there, but mix it with the olive green. So it's not going to overpower. And then we're going to go in and just do a few of those. Same kind of thing. Push it down, pull it up. Push down, pull it up. Put a few in there, and then we'll go in one last time with a little bit darker green. So just mainly that Russian green on your brush. But obviously you don't want it too dark because you don't want it to look too crazy. But and just go and play around with that. I love the way that looks, you guys. How's everybody feeling about the flowers so far? I'm thinking they're looking pretty dang cute, to be honest. I think we're going to leave it at that. So let that totally dry, and we're going to get out. I'm going to use the gold ink on this one. I was thinking silver, but I'm going to go with the gold. So get out the gold ink, shake it down, let this dry. Totally. And we're going to go and do the detail. So for the detail, we're going to really get that tiny little brush. It's a 10-0. You could also use your #1 script brush. This one's beauty though for that. It's called a liner. It's a beaut. 10-0. It's really lovely. It's an Aqua Elite Princeton brush, and it is lovely for this exact reason. So I'm just going to make sure that's totally dry. So shake it up really good. The gold I find settles quite a bit, so you might have to stop and shake it up midway or really get in there and stir it up. So we're going to start by putting in the details of our petal. So this one here, we're going to start by very lightly outlining where you would think a petal would be. Hello, Mr. Tex. Hello. Very. Awesome. You can draw like a line going up the center to add a little bit of detail in there, but you really want to keep it looking very delicate. And then this one here. And you could stop. If you don't want to add gold, don't. I think it looks beautiful without, but that's just kind of what I like to do. It's kind of the one thing that I always do is have a little bit of gold, and then I do the black Micron ink, which I really also love. So it's just kind of my thing. So go ahead and just put your gold ink down wherever you would like it. Don't get too heavy with it. Use a very small brush. It'll take away the beauty of all those colors in there. So I'm just going to finish up with doing the flowers, you guys. Okay, now I'm moving into doing the stem. So just a very light kind of outline along that stem. At this point, you're probably going to have to start, oh, Tex is jumping around, stirring up your ink or dipping pretty deep in there and then cleaning off your brush really well. This is just a little highlight. It's not, you don't want to take away from the entire painting. Less is surely more when it comes to the gold. You can go and do the leaves. Ever so gently. Ooh, that got a little bit crazy. That's okay. And then instead of outlining every single piece of grass, I'm going to go and put some gold grass in there. So we're going to just Same kind of idea that we've done with the green. Ooh, there's a big clumpy in there. Ooh, there's a lot going on that one there. For me, I think that looks great. And then of course, to finish it off, I always like to do my little gold splatters, so I'm going to do that because I love that too. I don't know, it just makes it seem a little bit more whimsical or something. You don't have to do it, again. Personal preference, but that's kind of my jam. So you will typically know when a painting is mine because you'll see that. Awesome, looks really beautiful. I'm gonna go just put my little K and the 2-6 for the year. And we're gonna let that one totally dry, you guys. And that is gonna be simple, quick, little card tutorial. That goes by fast. Let yours totally dry before you take your tape off because you don't want to mess anything up there. And that's going to do it for that part. Oh, okay. Sorry, we're going to let that totally dry. Everything dry. And then we're going to go and do our outline with the black Micron 01 pen. So the finer the better when you're doing this part. So let that totally dry. And then we will get back at her, finish it up, and then that'll be it, you guys. So everything is dried up here in our card. And now we can go in with our black Micron ink pen and do the last little bit of detail. So again, it's just adding more detail to these flowers. So don't press down too hard and just go over ever so lightly. Creating a little bit more detail into those flowers. I'm not doing too much detail with these because I want to still be able to see all the colors and the gold. Sometimes I get in there and I do a lot of line work, but today I'm not. Keeping it fairly simple, just like that. And that just creates enough little detail to give those flowers a little bit more shape. So that's gonna do it, you guys. Let's pull off our tape here. I always like taking the tape off because I like the clean edge that it leaves. If you wanted, you could do something on the other side as well. I don't, but maybe one day I will. But yeah, that's gonna do it for that painting, you guys, and I really love it. So just like that, you guys, we have our tutorial just done and a card in no time flat. So that's it right there. And I think it looks absolutely gorgeous. Something so cool. So again, I did one yesterday just in the purples. So again, same kind of thing. You can do the exact same card, very similar, 20 times. And then you have 20 cards to give away. I know last year I said I was going to do better at making cards and trying to get them printed. So I have prints of them and then I would be able to sell them, and I didn't do that yet. So maybe this will be the start of it. I have to be able to take good photos of them, and I'm not totally set up for it all, but this might be the year. You never do know. But until then, I've got some really great cards I can give away. So that's going to do it for us on this tutorial, you guys. I hope you really enjoyed it. If you did, please give me a thumbs up. If there's anything you'd like to see or know more about, please give me a comment in the comment section. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do so. That really helps to push my videos out to a larger audience. So the more you guys engage, the more you guys are interacting with me, the more you share, subscribe, all that good stuff. It really truly helps in the land of YouTube. And then it spreads the joy and the love to a bunch of other people as well. So you guys, thank you so much for watching. I will leave a description of everything that I used in the show notes, and that's going to do it for me. Thank you guys. I hope you're having a wonderful start to 2026. I know that I sure am. We will see you guys in the next video. Have a good one.